The North, folks. Toronto, Ontario, Canada, not the United States.
Wow.
For the NBA Finals here in 2019. Welcome inside Scotiabank Arena. It's Game Time live at the NBA Finals presented by YouTube TV. Great to have you with us. NBA Finals coverage throughout the series. I'm Matt Weiner, Hall of Famers across the board. Grant Hill, Isiah Thomas, who knows this territory well. We'll get into that a little later on. And miraculously, Charles Barkley cleared customs and has made it here to the show as well.
Oh, I'm big up here in Canada.
Oh, I know you are.
I'm big everywhere.
Yes,
I was going to say, where are you not big exactly?
That's a good point.
What to you is the significance of having the NBA Finals outside the United States for the first time?
Obviously, that's different. I just think it's a testament to the Toronto Raptors, Masai Ujiri, who made a trade to get rid of his best player that wasn't popular, fired the coach of the year, put all his cards in the middle of the table and says, I'm betting on me. It's been a huge success no matter what happened. But if these guys could win the world championship, it would be amazing for this country. And it would be great because this is my favorite place in the world other than Chicago to visit. But Isaiah's been a general manager and ran a team before. Not often do you get a chance to put all your cards in the center of the table and it works out.
Yeah, and as you said, he took a big gamble, and most teams and most GMs don't take that kind of gamble. But the thing that I admire about what he did, Charles, was that he said, I know my team has maxed out. When he looked at DeMar DeRozan and everybody else, he said, this team has maxed out. And normally when teams max out, they say, okay, we're going to start all over.
Yes.
He said, no, I'm going to make a big trade, and I'm going to gamble, and I'm going to bet it all again. So you got to give him a lot of credit for knowing when his team had maxed out and reached their potential.
You know, I agree with both of you guys. I think big picture in terms of what this means, you know, think about just the continued globalization and growth of the sport all over the world. Obviously, what you guys did in '92 with the Dream Team, Isiah should have been on that team. But also what
they represented us well.
They represented well,
yes.
But also what you did in terms of laying the foundation here with this franchise. Chuck and I were in the league. We played against those teams. We beat those teams. They weren't that good.
Yes.
But that foundation that you established, and then, you know, now fast forward to see now we're here, Game 1 Finals, home court advantage, Toronto Raptors against a very talented Golden State Warrior. It just shows the growth overall of the game of basketball, and particularly of the NBA.
It's historic for this franchise. It's historic for the NBA playing outside the U.S. Also historic for the visitors tonight, who were the first team since the 1960 Celtics to reach the finals in 5 straight years. They are favored in this series, going for 4 titles in 5 seasons. But there are question marks. Obviously, Kevin Durant is out for at least Game 1, and if you hear Steve Kerr, it sounds unlikely we're going to see him anytime soon. DeMarcus Cousins is active tonight, hasn't played since April 15th. That was Game 2 of their first-round series against the LA Clippers. Is there any way to know what to expect from him tonight and in the series?
There really isn't. I mean, I don't expect him to start. I expect him maybe to play a little bit in the late first quarter, early second quarter, maybe against the Raptors' second unit. But you can't really rely on him to come out and provide big minutes. I think they'll see how he looks, how he moves, how he responds, how he feels at halftime, and then kind of be flexible and adjust from there. But getting him back is a boost. But right now, it's really the icing on the cake, if you will, or the cherry on top,
right,
if he's able to play and be productive.
And remember, this will only be his 3rd career playoff game. Game 1 of the NBA Finals, assuming he plays.
Yeah, and this is a tough place to be dropped off in to start your comeback and from an injury. However, I think the thing that he really needs to focus on and concentrate on is what can he do on the defensive side of the ball. Because offensively, you know, he'll find ways to score. But I think when he comes into the game, like all of us as former players, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to challenge him defensively to see what he can do, see if he can move, and then we're going to put him in a lot of pick and roll situations to see how well he moves in and out of pick and rolls. And if he can't handle pick and rolls, then that's going to be a difficult position for him to come back in and try to play on the defensive side of the ball, Charles.
And I 100% agree with Isiah. I think he's going to struggle defensively. Number one, when he was healthy, he wasn't good defensively against the pick and roll. And now you got Marc Gasol, who's setting that pick with Kawhi. and he's going to be stepping out here to shoot threes. So I think this is a very difficult situation for him to come back. Probably the worst situation. He probably would like to play against guys who go down on the post and just beat the hell out of each other.
Right.
But the Raptors don't play like that. They're going to put him in a lot of pick and rolls. I think it's just going to be a very difficult series for him personally.
Could also affect Gasol's minutes. A lot of people think this is more of an Ibaka series for the Raptors than a Gasol series because Golden State tends to play small. We'll see how it affects his minutes here as well.
No, actually, actually, I think the other way around when they talk about DeMarcus, because if you put Gasol in there, that won't be an advantage for the Raptors in the pick and roll. To make them to switch the big guys against little guys, that would be a bigger advantage. If you put Ibaka in the pick and roll, they might switch that because it would be trying to Draymond or one of those other guys would try to guard Kawhi, but you want that mismatch with Gasol in the pick and roll.
And the other thing that Gasol does, and you know this, Charles and Grant, you know, he's a competitor.
Yes.
I mean, and he's heard everybody saying that he's not a good matchup. He's not going to play that much. I can guarantee you Gasol's three-point game is going to be on point tonight.
And he's been their best three-point shooter in the playoffs, percentage-wise.
No question. But it's interesting to your point with the mismatches. What I didn't see in that last series when they did have switches, I didn't see him go down and post up.
Right.
And I saw him pretty much stay and hover around the perimeter and shoot three-pointers and not take advantage of those mismatches when he has a smaller guy. We know Golden State likes to switch. It'll be interesting to see now if he can take advantage of those matchups.
I want to get to Kevin Durant. If I tell you sitting here today that Kevin Durant is not going to play in this series, how does that change your perception of who wins and how many games it takes?
Well, I honestly, and like I say, I don't have anything. I don't know anything. I think the Warriors are lying. I don't think Kevin Durant is going to play personally. I'd be totally surprised if he came back and played.
I would too.
You know, he's not even practicing yet, and that's the thing they just came up with. You got to be able to run to play basketball. So I don't think Kevin Durant is going to play this series at all. That's my personal opinion. Don't have any inside information. I'm just guessing at it.
You know, I believe defense wins, and if Durant is not playing, Toronto has been the best defensive team in the playoffs, and I think their defense will carry the day. Defense wins championships. They have 6 guys on the Toronto Raptors that have been first or second team all defense. And then they have 2 guys in terms of Kawhi Leonard and also Gasol who have been defensive player of the year. So defensively, when Clay or Steph is off the court, I think Golden State could really struggle. And Toronto's defense, I think, would carry the day.
Well, I think, first of all, I don't think Golden State is necessarily lying, but I think it's a wait-and-see approach. And I do agree that if you're not running at this point, the transition from running to individual work to going one-on-one to playing in 5-on-5 setting, there's not enough time for him to get back, I think, before Game 7. So I think that's one thing. And I think it does affect in terms of the outcome, or at least how I predicted things to go. Now,
well, that's not what all these fools on TV been saying the last week. Stop it, Grant. I'm not saying you.
No, I'm saying.
You know,
you're on TV right now.
No, but I'm saying it's been fascinating for me watching these idiots on television talking about how good the Warriors are without Kevin Durant. Anybody who thinks the Warriors are not better without Kevin Durant just don't know anything about basketball.
Sure. And I'm with you on that.
It really drives me crazy. You got guys saying, well, this is Kevin Durant's worst nightmare, that the Warriors are winning without him, and what does this do to his legacy? I mean, that's just idiotic and asinine for guys to say that. Kevin Durant is one of the 2 or 3 best players in the world. But I want to say, y'all don't get to use that as an excuse if the Raptors win this series now. If you didn't say it, Game 6 against the Rockets, and when they swept the Blazers. So if the Raptors win this series, they were just a better team, period.
So 1, 2, 3, not 1, 2, 1. No, I think Golden State still wins this. I see you, Big Shaq. I think Golden State wins this in 7. I think they still win it without Kevin Durant if he doesn't play.
And Steve Kerr said yesterday Kevin Durant has not even done individual court work And he's got to do that before he practices, and he's got to practice before he's going to play. So we're a ways away from seeing him.
I like that, Grant.
I feel that. I feel your pain, Big Shaq.
Right,
I feel your pain, Big Shaq.
Listen, Matt didn't ask me and Isaiah who we picking in the series
Not yet. It's
early
early in the show. We got a long way to go.
Grant went out on a limb already.
You said the Raptors were going to win.
No, he haven't asked us yet.
We got like 48 minutes left with you guys.
Yeah.
We'll get to it.
Come on, see that? Grant, you're not going to make it in TV business. You don't waste all your good stuff in the first 10 minutes of the show.
I'm just in the middle.
Hey,
man.
Come on, man. You hold that to the end of the movie.
I feel you, Shaq.
I'm just here so I won't get fired.
Hey, way to tell the plot of the movie in the beginning, Grant.
You just said Toronto was going to win.
No, I didn't. No, he hasn't asked me who I thought was going to win.
But you said it in the answer.
Well, yeah, I do. I know I'm saying that if they win. No, I said if they win the series.
I think you said if. I think you did say if.
I don't. But since you asking me, I'm gonna ruin the movie too. Yes, I'm taking. I'm taking the Toronto Raptors. We the North.
There goes the final segment, but we'll adjust between now and then. Just getting started here from Toronto. Much more on the way, including LaForce's conversation with Kawhi Leonard.
That's going to be a good conversation.
It's off to Leonard, defended by Simmons. Is this the dagger?
After the Game 7 buzzer beater, you got a little emotional. What led to the emotion in that moment?
The actual winning the game. I mean, we didn't have to go to overtime, making a game-winning shot and being able to move on to the Eastern Finals. That's where the emotion came from.